Labor and technicians are set up in the inventory setup section. I'll highlight labor products, say new, and we'll put in a new group folder called L1. Professional services. I'll add a category, L1C1. Designations, and then products, and rates. And we'll say that the daily rate is 500, the hourly rate is 65, and we'll make the daily rate the default. Add the record. And now I can duplicate that, and we'll say the product code is SM, description is stage manager. Because I said duplicate, the rates have been inherited, so okay to that. Add the record. I'll add one as well for audio tech. Again, the rates have been inherited. And one more. And because I didn't copy this time, the rates are not inherited. We'll make this 450 and 60. Again, we'll make the daily rate the default. And what that means is the default that will be chosen in the booking when adding crew to the booking. So at this point, we've added a group called Professional Services. Designations is the category, and these are the labor records within this. Now we'll add technicians, and again, we'll start by setting up a group folder. T for Tech 1. Call this crew, category, T1C1, make this employees, and we'll set up a product record there, and I'll save this record, and at this point, once this contact record has been saved, I can go to contracting, assign the technician to the labor designations that they're qualified for. We'll select that from the list. We'll say he's qualified to be a TV technician, and if we populated this, it would charge this instead of the labor rates for the charge to the customer. Otherwise, it'll be defaulted per the labor rates we set up. And here's where you populate the internal cost for the technician so that the system can calculate the profitability of a booking. So when you analyze a booking, it'll take into consideration what was charged to the customer less what the internal charge is for this technician. We'll add another one, select from the designation list, say he's a show technician. Again, we'll populate the internal cost. And we'll say that this technician is a driver, which means that you can select him as a driver when you're scheduling trucks. We'll save and close that. Now we'll add another category for freelancers. Call this T1 Category 2. We'll add a product record. We'll say that this freelancer is named Paul Bender. Save that. Open up the contracting tab. Indicate that he is a freelancer. And we'll say that he's qualified to be the stage manager, and that the cost for his services are $20, $80, and $160. So now that we've set up labor products and technicians, we can create a booking, set up the calendars to say it's going to be delivered by 8 o'clock on the 7th, set up by 8 o'clock on the 8th, and as I move these dates, it cascades down and updates the others. Say that this has to be rehearsal done, and it's going to start at 1300, and the show will say starts that day at 1800, 6 o'clock at night, and we'll finish 2 hours later. So these timelines on the schedule will be used in the crew tab for scheduling when the work's going to be done. We'll go now to the crew tab. We'll say we'll add a new designation, and I'll select a audio tech, and it's going to be done at setup time. We'll change the date and times, and notice what's currently in the start and end date. As we say yes, those will be changed to correspond with the setup in the calendar tab. And here I can either leave the technician to be assigned later. That's typically done when you're putting in a booking for some future date. So we won't assign the technician at this point because that'll be done at a future date, and it's used the daily rate, and charging from the 7th to the 8th at $500 a day is $500. We'll add that. Set up another assignment. This time we'll say stage manager, and that's going to take place at the operate point. Change the dates and times. Goes for that length of time, and we can choose from the drop-down list, and Paul Bender is a qualified technician for a stage manager, so it'll choose his, so we can choose him to be assigned to that task. And on the equipment tab, choose analyze the booking, say a grid, and the actual or predicted, we'll say predicted. So it's showing the amount of labor that is being charged less the cost based on the internal rate for this, the technician that's been assigned.